Bread, not but I mean, above all things, I think we are fine.
Sure.
We are ready to go.
I'm saying, me think I'm using my bread. My bread, but very nice.
Maybe after Sakura, I can't come here about leave. Now, I can't record that. Carabane,
I don't know what's up.
and then me myself, I'm sorry. Why? Be fine.
Would you leave Mam Gramming Copo?
I don't want to go.
Whoa. Me enemy can see a power. What brandy?
Never, everybody, we don't want you.
Ebe.
Tell the DBA, me catch a fiancé, me catch a wound.
Okay.
Me nimni po fiancé or do things and me do. Sebe, was that Antonio Conte ni Lukaku dono? Me do catching or wife. Me do catching wife.
I see.
And maybe be see ya. Wait me the media show. Me make to charge you. Maybe a wife for crano or on feel.
Okay.
To me feel easy. So what I say? Me know your history be. History.
Me pa.
I did move and now to sorry because me no. Me back what we start me don't go. Obi a me no ha ko ba.
Coffee my eska.
Oh ja. Me no go mo nyina. Uzu ni medium.
Bibia fine.
Yeah. But
some me no me no there.
Ana ha your kwan dey kan be.
Dey be cancel no.
Dey be enka.
E be dem. Prison ban you go.
I don't be say now boss next time so me boss you nia. O me nia prekopero za be boss ti e bo bi awo.
Okay.
Each Gabi mo say ni so with this kind of crazy no Simon me say no dey bia me catch no. Me nim ebi wo so na ade edi na chirim peska.
Fiifi.
Ja. Wo abi tu say ko fast send message. Fiifi. Dey bia e me twa do me twa bo na agbo ato so 5 times. Na me say bia I don't really wako dear any way in it's here because I don't say boom. I see Jonah. You use one more words be okay. Oh, she blew Munguarian fa. And I say boom, boys need
green.
To Ram Quadi also in Kabi. Jenno or the man opportunity.
Some of the first one.
Aye.
And the sugar coated West.
I don't know go try.
Convincing me and Piatu. By commentary.
By saying how the 36 cities pay.
Me your commentary. And this year say a man team no Sweden. Na sa Sweden for the day. O ma ya trophy edi to o mu nyi bi da. Mama ye di me.
Ade. Is it there? Yes, I will be mo honum.
Okay.
I hope say Vivi
be fine.
Na in common.
Sure.
Common do so.
Yeah.
Because running in common or transfers or honum. But let's start with the talent Riani Antonio Conte.
But before you start, Kofi, Mamusawi. Afi Siriano. On your show that scripted.
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute, somebody wrote the story.
Ya try to hobi na yakofa movie stars bi so mu magina park na munyi nchire wi ase da momo he.
But you see, sadly, in the football standing out from a lot of sports.
Because proud to some ball na games. Two teams no be a ball draw.
Yeah.
And 30 decider no.
Yeah.
We have to say 2-0 away.
Yeah.
We have to know 2-0.
What's the make you say?
We made them say how much draw.
Throw the own throw, but any football standing out. Like senior, sometimes in the game, you may be timisi. So undi boy chincheya. You would think that it's a story that was written. Last night, it was a Unisa Luis Figo's story of moving from Barcelona to Real Madrid. Who's a yatia? How much before I decided to watch the full documentary because Usha introduction because Luis Figo say people think that they know the story but they don't know. Rich, imagine say a scripted. Time of Florentino Perez, friend, agent, like all of, and that is what makes football stand out. Which the story around Antonio Conte winning the Scudetto, exceptional. And me Makaniha, me Antonio Conte fanboy. Everybody that listens to me knows it. But after Nhyira call against Kamana Nottingham Forest or call press conference, in my opinion, I felt that it was done. Conte, back to the top game. But this is Antonio Conte. I always make reference to Sir article about Lord Chelsea Conte Fie. Conte Catherine will also remember 4 back when he returns to come and play in football and Pampa in the 4 back. This is a Napoli team. Wajin Scudetto 2 seasons ago. But last season, also 10th. No team in Europe's major soccer leagues no, in recent times now having a manager. Season before, only 10th Arabic League. Only Antonio Conte is Napoli. Again, Scudetto no 5 times as a player for Juventus. Obey a manager, obey Jimmy and for Juventus game. And on one call Inter Milan, Echo Breakis Argents, no, Ejima Inter Milan. Then he has come back to win it for Napoli. Rich. In the last 8 seasons, Antonio Conte has been involved Wajili 6 times. Out of the 8 non-G. And it tells you that he is a top manager. And especially, Rich, that team where nobody wins the Scudetto with this team. And there was no Vito Osimhen. There was no Vice Kvaratskhelia. He had to do it without Osimhen. And he had bench friend Vice Kvaratskhelia who left in January. And he did it with the Scotsman, Scott McTominay. In that article, Antonio Conte chirechiremu ni enti ono ne 4-3-3 no ebe different from the 4-3-3 in him. According to him, the number 10 in the 4-3-3 regular no number 10 where the creative hub of the team. But ono Antonio Conte wants to have the number 10 as a box crasher or a second striker. And that's exactly what he did with Abantia, your friend Scott McTominay, scoring 12 goals, 4 assists, highest XG created in the Serie A this season. And of course, I want to say the most first goals in almost every game. Scott McTominay, MVP.
And now go be your shame.
Yeah. What? And now she about now. They were struggling. Bonnie Banner Ragmania, Border goalkeeper, then he went outside. Mattia Politano. 1v1. Politano ball cross the BTBT. It was a half bicycle kick. Bam! Napoli. For instance, Naples Kumonum was all over the place. And now, Abrantia friend Scott McTominay scoring this goal to open it up for team friend Antonio Conte. That would remember Lukaku there. Hey, Raddy.
Lukaku.
Maybe your far body free, able those through human beings now. It tells you, say, Roman Lukaku.
And now, I'm a game, no?
Yeah.
Who they are known Antonio Conte?
Yeah, the emotions, no?
Papa, or done too much.
Yeah. Emotions.
When you say, Hagi played in about Lukaku. Yeah. Well, again, more than 5 minutes.
Okay, time and catch this up, China, Ombra. No Munya Jumano, Naples Kuano, and only Nayajuman. On Nayajuman, and which, where will you rank Romelu Lukaku in your top strikers list? Where will you put Lukaku?
Maybe I say 1 to say maybe 10.
Yeah. Especially in the last 10 years.
The last 10 years.
Which for me, Lukaku is in top 10.
Oh yeah, top 10 baby.
No, top 5, sorry.
Top 5?
Yes. Which, see, people don't, off the top of people say they only name Lukaku numbers. Let anybody pull up Lukaku's numbers for you. Lukaku is a top 5 striker. The only time people have issues with Lukaku is Chelsea and Manchester United. And everybody knows that. But Lukaku at Inter, under even Simeone Inzaghi, and Antonio Conte, Lukaku at Everton, Rich, those numbers are something. Lukaku from West Bromwich Albion, Charlie, a guy, he's a top player now. BBT, Lukaku doesn't get the accolade as a centre forward, and now he won the Scudetto again. I think we're a 2-time champion now for Abranche Romelu Lukaku. One will share the most assists this season. The talent so one of the most creative player the talent and in a season where he's not scoring, he gave the most assists for team friend in Napoli. What are your numbers, Yamamiana?
At Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Okay, they started from about Chelsea Kakra.
Yeah.
2011 to 2014.
Yeah.
10 appearances, 0 goals. Hey.
Rich twice.
Kofi.
O
strike.
Just the royal crab.
Kofi will strike. Okay. When the Everton, the Impedana, the Everton. At Everton time, I'm saying proper no. 2014-2017. Also, in 110 appearances, 53 goals, and you're bad.
You're very good. 0.5.
And Manchester United 2017-2019.
Oh, they didn't know.
Also 66 or 28 goals.
Okay.
Inter 2019-2021. Also 72 appearances, 47 goals.
Yeah.
Chelsea 2021-2024. 26 appearances, 8 goals. Inter loan. Onya 25 appearances or 10 goals. Romans or Konenamo loan. 2023-2024, just a season.
Yeah.
And also 32 appearances, 13 goals.
Yeah.
And 2024 on in Napoli, 36 appearances, 14 goals. Not bad. Not bad.
Lukaku is a top player, and I think that for me,
Not bad.
and then Alexander Isak, there was a certain Romelu Lukaku, and you have to give him a lot of the credit. It's really saying kind of away, it was not enough. I'm just praying, say, Inter will take this speed. Me, and I'm saying it here. Team I'm a person of the Champions League Inter.
Okay.
On the day of the Champions League, we'll do the analysis and I'll see if I'm still with it. But my heart is for Inter Milan. I wish they go on and then win the Champions League. Which transfers? Me say Joseph Guardiola and Imran again are moving in the direction. And so in the last 2 days, Pep Guardiola catch Obia say on pet team next season he wants a small team so he will manage it, which is good. Which what we are hearing is that for the very first time since the transfer window, Man City and AC Milan are in club to club negotiations for Abranche Feni Tijani Reinders. Yes, Florian Wirtz deal could not come through because Liverpool are now closer to Florian Wirtz than anybody. But what we are hearing is that Tijani Reinders are very, very much open. Now, Nhyira deal no easy for Manchester City. They say, Rich, AC Milan are not qualifying for Europe. And now more final game about our talent Serie A, I think against Monza. But then, they will go in and then qualify for Europe. Joseph Guardiola and Emran are very, very keen in bringing a bunch of friends Tijani Reinders. Rich, they would have a good depth in the middle of the pack. After Nico Gonzalez, Mateo Kovacic, Pedri, a friend is saying, Rodri, Fiifi, adding Tijani Reinders very, very, very important for them. For me, one of the most underrated midfielders we are saying, a branch of Tijani Reinders. And if he goes to Man City, it'll be very important. What have you ever seen since Saudi football? Say Liverpool are top player. The amount they are trying to buy Florian Wirtz.
You see also, that's all on the 100 plus.
120 going to 150 thereabouts. The whole operation. It will be that. And
Liverpool.
Cover Circle reporter for Sky that a branch of friend Florian Wirtz while be apartment hunting and as a house hunting. Liverpool, the northwest of England.
That's all good in Comocraso on the Liverpool.
Yeah, in fact, almost tracking the flight of the entourage and any parents. No, they can tell say they are moving in and around that area. You see, one of the things I would want to work on is what is the plan of Anna Slot with Florian Wirtz, especially say Odia Bentia, your friend Jeremy Frimpong, America, Liverpool team. I think says also Florian Wirtz. One of the best house space controllers is Florian Wirtz. And I catch the story of how Florian Wirtz and the Busiafo see where he can be. They believe that in the context of Ono, Musiala, and Jude Bellingham, when they were growing up through the German Bundesliga, they were better than Jude. But Jude has been platformed by Real Madrid. Into Omujidi, say, Omu moving out of Germany. Liverpool will give them that platform to shine, of course, because almost a European pedigree. And in terms of ability on the ball, Florian Wirtz has it, especially in the house spaces. I just hope the Liverpool will have a plan, especially with Arne Slot, in terms of how he wants to use him. The amount involved is a little too much for Florian Wirtz, but then we'll see how it goes. Matter said, in the last few hours, Joao Pedro Diaba, Chelsea, don't give it too much attention. For Chelsea striker, no. Chelsea, don't give it too much attention. The thing is that our Brighton for trading ground, Joao Pedro will be an Akuma Beno. Only one of the players, Jean Van Hekel, and Brighton want to let Joao Pedro leave the club. And in that, Brazil for using Globo and I start to model Sansemne to 12 since Chelsea want a branch of Joao Pedro, which in isolation a good player. Oshe Joao Pedro born a very good player in anything. You will not bully Joao Pedro. And I've said several times here, Chelsea here will box him as a centre forward. It's not in the caliber of players like this. At the next level, people who are more domineering and combative will box him. I was also what a killer instincts in there. There is no vast difference between Nicolas Jackson and Joao Pedro, our Brighton and Hove Albion. So there is no point Chelsea going to buy him. I know say agent Juma Naoye in trying to pitch the player for a move to Chelsea Football Club. But again, and can a good opportunity at the right price for Chelsea left wing on him. But Makani several times, Eric, me you too excited. I don't think it's a left winger no. With about your friend Estava Oleana over Chelsea, you who said in the last few games of the season, Noni Madueke Timibo or left hobby. Pedro Neto can play on the left and right. Maybe Jadon Sancho will stay because in the last few weeks, Jadon Sancho agents Asia Joe Shields and Maresca trying to convince them some say Jadon Sancho to not Chelsea. That will hinge on if Chelsea can qualify for the Champions League and the players that will come. But say Stava will learn ever in the last 2 games or one game or last game for Palmeiras. Come and see football. Rich. Because boy is good. Stava Willian is a good player in terms of potential. I mean, it's different potential and then the output on the field of play. But in terms of potential, Stava Willian will or a top player. So I don't think say Joao Pedro is a needed option even for the left wing because left wing area and yet Adia Chelsea here gidi. For me, a centre forward, an experienced centre back. I'll bet me leading lines no them any money and Chelsea will be okay. Part of the centre backs after say Dean Hoytson, a free Chelsea listeners, has been Everton for centre back a friend Gerald Bradford. A couple of years ago, almost 50 million, 55 million, and a movie away. I don't know if Chelsea would want to do the deal, which I confirmed. Christopher and Nkunku will leave Chelsea at the end of the season.
Okay.
Now, minim say buying for the way I near my corner, one shot, Omunya a branch of friend from Anverts, they may tend to a branch of friend Nkunku aggressively and then bring him in. At a good fee, I think Chelsea should take it. I don't want Chelsea to sell Nkunku to Man United or Liverpool. Yes, sir. You are strengthening a competitor. And that is why Leverkusen Fournier okay in selling and dealing with Liverpool than dealing with Bayern. And it should be same for Chelsea. Let Christopher Nkunku go away to Tiba, your friend of Bayern München. Now, I am saying Monkwana Mushia, Liam Delap Nebusia Fana. David Moyes Croatia. Delap the Aviana Munti operation as the plan for Liam Delap, ne papa, and the entourage is that they will meet everybody.
I read in Kwandia.
I only have the picture ideas anymore. Only so better than you better do about come. So, in fact, Liam Delap and the papa have already met Joe Shields and Maresca. And Maresca in favorite number 9 or pushy Liam Delap. And you see, man.
Okay.
Because he has worked with him before, he knows him. Maresca Gini said, this is a boy that has the same attributes and has a higher ceiling. Again, the injury record of Liam Delap is seen to be better. And from Patty, what Patty was telling me the last time, they said Chelsea data team, have Liam Delap, Benjamin Sesko, and Hugo Ekitike. But also, and not just data, is the data plus the eye test. And that is why Maresca, any adventure friend, Joe Shields, Ekoko Shia, Liam Delap, Nene Papa, until they are listening to everybody. I know that it will come down to things like Champions League. So Chelsea in Champions League like to give them an edge because 30 million is good. And Maka say Liam 30 million. Tono na to si meka which 30 million Liam Delap. In case you buy it, add Osimhen with a release clause. Give Osimhen how Barca wanted to do for Messi in the last ages, money based salary. Now increase the bonuses, It was share more go and money bonus. Or more assistant no money bonus. Oji we are no money bonus. Then it goes up. Then the player will be fine. Otinye Miss Rich. Say yenya Delap yenya Osimhen. One share ma be your bet ni bi. Say yenya Delap ni Osimhen. You be league no. Ya league na mo me sakura.
Odi e be twa wuti. On kasa bi.
I don't want to go around.
Yeah, say, you're in a serious dilemma.
That's it.
Yeah, who the hell who could
I didn't say who you
yeah, because you say,
Villa pay my
also say, your problem near say, Yenisika.
Yeah.
We are torn in between, say, Sikasam your problem. Inti, to say, I ranty, they say, Bruno,
yeah.
Yentonoma Saudi Fono. Nianji 100 million on Koto players in the B. Na yen started from scratch and na yen ding because this year is a problem.
Yeah.
And now so when you see just a ton players maybe.
Yeah.
So what I say?
Yeah.
Just a ton players maybe. So say yeah ton players now. I just want to be there no. Bruno nom, you know, Ahmad no many no. You saw them when you skakaka.
Yeah.
Then yeah, what start to say be a project and all starting from.
Yeah.
And yes sir. Say papa you to me. What's this getting hot?
I think
anything.
I think that's Simon and some, you know. Maybe I'm on Tom Bruno. Yeah, it's a keep experience in Kaka. I didn't have Chelsea and say, who's experience in Akoi. So you have to keep at least 1 or 2 be around. The problem is that does Bruno want to stay?
No,
I think United, you don't want to sell Bruno.
Until America say,
yeah.
They say, I'm confused.
Yeah.
We are in a serious dilemma because of say. Say also who ton players. I just say when you say na between ton.
Okay, yeah, I get that part.
What I say?
Yeah.
On land money and then scare baby bad bank kitting.
Yeah.
You need to sell these boys.
Yeah.
I'm on 100 million a day. Then yeah, they are starting a project no for.
Yeah.
And as you see, how could tons our boys you so dia. Not just say.
Oh, do just.
Yeah, started from the scratch. I don't know.
Chelsea line anyway. Money is I say 5 years per enche.
Go fit to me. Okay. The enquire anymore. Cha-cha.
What you say that there is somebody? I think that Nhyira might be being common from Barca about the contract extensions of Lamine Yamal. Good news everywhere.
Okay.
The first news is that Abrante's friend Wojciech Szczesny, all indication is clear. So I sign a contract for Barca. And until Yamia next season, Wojciech Szczesny will be part of Barca for goalkeepers now, which is good. It means that Barca don't have to invest any money on the transfer market. Then the next set of players, 2 players and that season way, Jay said they were going to be Barca's very, very important midfielders until injuries. No, Abrante's friend Mark Casado, Mark Barnal, and then of course Abrante's friend Eric Garcia. And the last time Ayala was telling you, said the most important thing for Barca is to keep our most important players now. We know that next season Lamine Yamal be number 10 jersey, you know.
Okay.
And that means that Abrante's friend and Soumani Fati may leave the club. Run up for Madrid. Ebia Abrante's friend Vitinha and Omden Beba. It's transfers this one you remove matches now can run in Yamiad much now. Quickly for you, Jeff. Now in this uncommon honor. Rich Carlo Ancelotti won the last game. Maybe in Kenya match. Say easy. Anna.
No, I'm going to go for the.
Oh, say a farewell for Luka Modric and Carlo Ancelotti. Say 2-0.
And you mean you be a non banco.
Ombeshe. Match with the Madrid in over 1.5. Ombeshe. Oba against Sociedad. Ombeshe. No, Anajo. Spain for no person more Sociedad the rest. Ebe boy next week into Omo boy na. Omo ball draw. No problem. Nyami had much na Barcelona will play. It's a game that we expect to go on. Rich. I mean, a lot of respect for Carlo Ancelotti. In terms of managers, the way we are say, and the experience that they've had, the success that they've had, no. And Yemina Mibabeka. And then, like, in front of Masa Ekano, almost say adios con el corazon. I know that the adios means see you later and I say bye bye and Bibisa. Okay. But of course, a farewell to our 2 most important players. And then, Vini Jr. is back into the team and he's going to play. Rich, so I Vini Jr. documentary on Netflix. I'll go and watch. A very interesting documentary about Vini Jr. and his time at Team My Friend FC Real Madrid. Athletic Club de Bilbao. Like I was telling you, Lamine Yamal said the number 10 jersey for Hansi de Taflik. There is nothing much to talk about our Spanish La Liga name, but here, which me be so. Ochina Chelsea Beshana against Forest.
Ending.
One room to me,
just say me my first 11.
Okay, so who first 11 and then you can tell if Chelsea can win the match. And
especially when you
But then, who do you think say Enzo Maresca will use our Chelsea front?
I don't know. I players don't prepare, especially on Omaba.
Oh, yeah, my Bankuku Abama.
Jackson is available.
Jackson, you're available.
There's no red card.
Red card, you're available.
And you're not to be moving.
Yeah, and Kukuni Magi available as centre forward.
Kofi heading.
Enfa. Enfa.
Nottingham Forest for no more war. Sanya ding.
I'm aggressive.
Katashi Bobi on side Vatin Boni. And Momon Payamay.
Saying I'm going to share Villa Maya.
And intimidate.
Saying I the last minute of the season, I think I'm going to share Villa Maya.
Tibet media.
I didn't want to. Rich. You see, baby,
the Chelsea for the mayor bomb Sakula. My friend boys in say, come on, you're yeah, I'm here and come on, Yadumano. On me and Shay. Munsan conference.
Rich, you see, baby, I didn't do. I watch Chelsea in some. And as same with McCann several times, is Chelsea so person qualified Cup Champions League, so no action game. And you obi never share game na mano. Because like you're saying, you cannot trust Manchester United to beat Aston Villa for you. Even when they are down, you cannot. Nobody is guaranteed, say Everton, although they are good this season, or go away to St. James Park on the final day when Newcastle needs a win to qualify for the Champions League, easy peasy. You will be naive to talk like that. 3. Manchester City against Fulham, they need just a draw. And
City don't make up.
Very, very important. Say, Champions League Libya. You need to score and Otie Enzo Maresca. Maresca say, pressure no both Nottingham Forest and on Chelsea. And you know Enzo Maresca and the Chelsea in corner pressure no one so. It's on everybody. And it is dependent on what each of them will get from the game. Rich, we are Chelsea here, may have some small data be. Maybe you remember when you this season. Man, we are there at touch screens where the Chelsea away matches. Anthony Taylor 5 times. All of the Chelsea games are when they are away from home in Chelsea winning. With the Chelsea versus Fulham 2-1, Craven Cottage, let them. All of the matches Chelsea away from home. Nottingham Forest, na Anthony Taylor na Chelsea winning. So there is good omen when Anthony Taylor is refereeing Chelsea games away from home. If that is something that you want, you can run away with it and bank your hopes on it. Rich, the game is going to be on 3 fronts: physical, tactical, and then mental. Meaning, say, you understand what I'm trying to say? Game na Nottingham Forest and Chelsea Babyboro. A game based on 3 separate legs: physical, tactical, and then mental. And that is the reason why the kind of players I will select for the day. They show me a tactical board. I will select for the day in this game. Will be based on the 3 legs of the game. Which so also a game against Nottingham Forest. That's a match in the physical. You cannot play the game and then go and wait for Moise Caicedo to do the inversion from the right hand side and send Waban Fiifi. No. What you want is that Opese Moise Caicedo be Jinan Fiifi Obi. Now only Morgan gives White more, any Morgan Yates more, and battle for the second balls and win duels or park in Fiifi because you want to win your physical duels. So what's your Nottingham Forest team that reach almost one from Chris Wood to Milenkovic to all of these players here are very, very physical and combative players. As only more bar, you need to win your physical battles. Now, 2. And the most important thing out of the 3 legs, the any important cry will be the tactical side. And I'll tell you what, the least important. The most important one is the mental side of the game.
We in your tactics.
And you're mainly mental. You need tactics, but in small amounts as compared to the 2. Yeah. But you're mainly mental. Mental in the sense that Rich. So Udu City ground, wow, they will be bouncing. On my game and I thing. And it is the mental part of the game now. Romeo Lavia failing here because he wasn't too sharp and not fully turned on. And our branch friend Sandro Tonali, Beji Boni Fini, and Newcastle says our first goal. It is the same mental part of the game. And the man Dan Ben, Eko Pia branch friend Nicolas Jackson, and man Nicolas Jackson, this are red card. So it's in 2 fronts. You need to be aggressive enough to stay in the game, but also reasonable enough to understand that one Shenia Ube do red card and Ube be having a lot of issues in the game. That is how the game is going to pan out from the physical point of view and in the mental point of view. But Rich, tactically, I think say although the tactical part is a part of the game, and the most important, no, it is also the part where Chelsea are the strongest, the tactical side, you know. Now, Ubisa say, how should Chelsea go into this? Chelsea can only win this match from a tactical point of view unless say Omo control our parking in Fiifi. Say Chelsea any absolute control in the middle of the park and throughout the game, a better day for them to even have a chance. And I'm saying this because I think Trevor Chalobah any branch friend Levico will best start. I know that Marco Correa will start. I don't know for the right back. Me person with James start.
Okay.
I don't think that this is a game. Uber receive James and says okay, oh Chen Kakra, oh Real Betis, but I think that Enzo Maresca has to start with James. Then in the three in the middle of the park, Mekacho, Chelsea's most complete midfield trio, any most important players, no, all of them have to start, especially at a time where they are all fit and ready to go. Romeo Lavia has to play as a single six because on the control ball from the defense, and the ball on him. Then you need Moise Caicedo to do the box to box and protect Romeo Lavia when he has the ball and Nottingham Forest for our pressing. Again, we have Moises, our friend Enzo Fernandez as the connector in between the lines. Against Manchester United, Chelsea were struggling to connect because one of them in Romeo Lavia no need him, and you need it here to break down Nottingham Forest for them. I've seen Chelsea break down Nottingham Forest at the bridge before. It ended in 1-1 because on the day the best player was Nottingham Forest for goalkeeper Fred Marcels. Then in your front three, Rich, McGee you are back, but I don't think McGee will be fit for this game. In Kuku, a wrong profile to start this match. So I would want to play with a false nine. Give me the false nine still. But Enzo Maresca and Bononi Madueke on the left, on the right. Now on team cutting onto the favorite left foot, not even more shots. Because that is probably the only chance Chelsea will get at shooting at goal when you are playing with a false nine. I think that this is how Chelsea can open up team and friend in Nottingham Forest, especially when Nottingham Forest will sit 4-5-1 without the ball in a compact mid block. It will come down to winning of duels, and on any day, I want to trust that Moise Caicedo will be up to it. It will Fiifi on him against Morgan Gibbs-White. I want to trust that Caicedo can win those duels, especially at some point in time. So Unya Reece James also to deal with either Callum Hudson-Odoi or Anthony Elanga on the wings and how they can hurt you. So Unya Abete for the Marco Correa, he can deal with them on the turnovers and then get a job done. Then you have your two centre backs, one being aggressive, one being the sweeper. But who say as Enzo Maresca so used to Lavia Levico as an aggressive centre back, and then Abentia friend Tosin Adrebia or sometimes Chaloba as the more calm, cool and collected centre back now. And we're showing Rich.
Give me game with you, to be honest. Me who say
yeah.
Obi or Beshebiano will hinge on mentality.
Yeah, a bit more mental.
Yeah, me said me. I'm not expecting tactics. No, mentality, mental.
Yeah.
Because, like you said,
Nottingham
Forest on neighborhood.
Yeah.
Into the supporters, will come blazing. Ombeye de no, their support team send a bear. Ombet me at the Bona Bamaso.
Yeah.
But our game we mentally over prepare very, very, very well.
Yeah.
I think we'll bet me a share.
So your mental job need
yes.
Yeah.
So games be saying on Kofi, me a coach and you about tactics.
Yeah.
You tell the players, look, Caicedo, yeah, but Champions League, our level no. Or level when you conference, or level when you Europa.
Yeah. So person
you ginger them.
Yeah.
You tell you obi to say Kupama.
Yeah.
Ko, masa. Oh, say nipa class, nipa do na so. Yeah, the best players in the world.
Yeah. Okay,
best players, both Champions League.
Yeah.
And your conference.
Yeah.
And Europa League.
Yeah. And okay.
So as I said, so you tell the boy Charlie, you call Nottingham Forest.
Yes, you call your combo.
And they are supporters in the bed. They want few or more.
Yeah.
A Germany in say. Yeah, quite sure many are Champions League.
Yeah.
Finito.
And I don't know.
And ya fena kobo wine for that massa.
And we have I think they're very important.
And Ubina Tottenham for the Bay,
on bat on Besham.
On Bas on Beji trophy.
That's all.
Yeah, akwa da bi a sneakers white. No abebutu ayila no kakra. Na masa. Sometimes games go on my tactics o. Catch the ball to masa. This is Manchester United. Your problem a Champions League.
I think that for more United fans and more money Chelsea for no. More be enjoy match no.
Oh yeah,
I don't think the Chelsea need be enjoy match.
Because they say so here.
Yeah.
Already trade your co.
They say.
So Liverpool are league now.
I na make an yeah.
Arsenal toss two.
Yeah.
City there.
Yeah.
Newcastle Grand Camera from
and Newcastle 66 points. One more boy Everton with you.
Newcastle so obeshe.
Yeah.
It will show pass slot na kawan.
Na slot in Akawan.
Akawan
between three teams. Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. Enka one and Chelsea because when you come draw keke. But Akawan until you have to win. Anytime because oh yeah Chelsea you will enjoy the game. Me I know that Ochina area me and na kwame ne chip mo be frame chips you be frame me especially lineup ba feed lineup and the chip and frame because be duro na me kra me em hye me chen ti me say be hye me 9 me me say na me bo one side go ne band dey me neighbor be frame say feed na dey because me tiem we are just hoping but I think that if there is anything that can beat Nottingham Forest on the final day I don't want to sound too confident, but I think Chelsea can win the game. They just have to do the things right.
I agree.
And Nyami Adamocha, if he goes to a fine, Uncle Yeswa, then now my say Europa, and say Europa, maybe. So Uncle you better Europa. Nia Kodia.
Europa.
Oh, they be I say I like everyone come on.
You know, you spend 1 billion.
Okay, we got Champions League. Okay.
Me pay the way I was casa.
We got Champions League.
Na Uncle Sabede.
Me nya shame so. So me zo me ba ho. Me nya kapre. So me zo ba ho. O be check me. Ya ka cho so sme fie wa me sme fie. Me ni nda wo sa abo wo. Ade ya go sa me dey. Okay, me too mama yi me hana.
Utri na ye. Anka upia duma. Ewurade nyankopon.
Ari yesu. What
Monday.
You mama be sakura Monday. Yeah.
Odi enka o kan nim ye be start. Jihu nyina. You were near cheap, baby.
Yeah, only more problem. No one's one moment to Agaza.
But on a more serious note, me, so you're Chelsea fan now. But now, game now. Don't expect game and effect.
No.
Me one thing. One thing is shimmy pa about fan and echo boy.
Yeah.
Oh, share. Oh, share 3 matches and a total aboa. Nina possession na never. Yeah. But this time, Postecoglou say, look, maybe the possession by my more.
Yeah.
Me moment. I'll take it.
Yeah.
A moment in the buy our share we a manage game now. Catching the trophy.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes, Yana supporters now in Tina maybe I say. On games be say no. Don't expect say my can couple bar effect. No.
So now Nottingham Forest
the ultimate in this Chelsea are qualified for the Champions League.
Even them they have to win. In terms of they have to come out.
That's it.
It's about now the Nottingham they can see next year.
What born to the China. Nya ball gidi yeah na enye. Because me Kofi say me a proponent of the English Premier League.
Yeah.
Say Manchester United to be a more Champions League.
Yeah.
I'll say Chelsea to me. Because me kasa Tottenham nya.
They are kasa no.
But Tottenham no me share you win.
Yeah, they call the better Champions League.
Oh, mun je the at least impact no.
But you bet Barca mo ani ade show. Barca mo ni.
Mesro.
Another anti Madrid action. Yes, Madrid.
Kofi.
Yeah, che Madrid I said. Liverpool Madrid bad words mean. Yeah, che ne be no.
Mami ka sem jiro. Sa Barcelona team ne wo. Se Chelsea team go ye kushia Barca bebo 8 against 11.
Barcelona on.
So na Barcelona be sham 4.
Barcelona on share 4 goals send on the internet da. Yen consider 4 against Barca.
O jije wa no too much.
Na see a team enye crack team.
Yes we ni mo wu ahwe na.
Me hwe na.
Mano we ne de. Ah, to be German. Who the Aquabian? I feel crowd. I will patch a medical qualification.
Martin,
I've had the one up as open Barcelona.
Martin, come on.
Oh, BB, fine.
I don't Udi Korea Yawana. Some say in Kubu who are you?
Very bien.
You are the food already. We are sure that
Enche.
Kuza. Obviously, Udi Kuza. Now I say China to heat in the Musa.
Coffee to Mr. White.
But to make a
man and Copet Barcelona to see.
you may not come bomb Sakran, come bomb or Hannah bomb.
I what promising there? See, you are.
Come me here, no bomb Sakura.
Oh, the any professional Baba and you. Mia, me tell you, Copet blade. Dear Asa Woo, and yet the Amro, dear won't make you trouble to. Some of the professional Baba D Black. Yencha D Black.
I D Black.
On the baby, maybe the Mia. Aye, Mia.
And now you need Bako.
Okay.
And I had 2 streak, and so me sure say from now to be Thursday, I watch finals thing here, we will be on a streak. And a coach say Ashisheno.
Okay.
And a demo has see Barca Mano airbo Arsenal. It's a game that I'm very certain say Barca Mano will share and will add a lot of goals to it. And then the first code no 1E60 E9DD and then the first code no. Second one here 1E60CDFF and then the second code. Third one here 1E60BBB6 1E60BBB6. Next one here 1E60A6E1 1E60A6E1 and the last one here 1E60563E 1E60563E. These are the codes and you know the coffee can see me a bumpy sir I didn't talk super green and go to my bianya
nyamisha mo ni ayala mo ye adwuma pa say mama boys no e discapa I don't to be cross and message or Facebook no say ohia omumu so ohia omumu na line na
ofa ma we fa de ma no fa to
send me number they mean to be mfanya isa
so ohia omumu ti ye ni
anti I want some no and no having a